Here with his take on Promised Land and the impossible is our own Lights Camera Jackson. Good to see you.
Good to see you. In 1998, Matt Damon won the Best Original Screenplay Oscar with Ben Affleck for writing Good Will Hunting. Now he's back with Good Will Hunting director Gus Van Sant, and he teams up with John KRASINSKI. They co-wrote and star in Promised Land. Damon plays Steve, a salesman for a natural gas company named Global. He and his project partner Sue, Frances McDormand, go to small towns where natural gas deposits have been discovered deep underground and persuade homeowners to make deals for their land so Global can drill down and get the gas. This is called fracking, and it's a real-life controversial issue that's being played out all over the Northeast right now. The film is set in Pennsylvania. The main selling point? Poor families need the money and become rich from the profits of the sale of the natural gas on their property. Steve and Sue, who are very good at what they do, think it's going to be easy to convince the homeowners to sign on, but they run into some problems. At a public meeting, an out-of-retirement science teacher, played by HOLBROOK, questions Global's plans. He believes that fracking is dangerous and it'll pollute the town's water and all the animals and crops will die. The mayor is also unsure, and many of the townspeople are against the idea as well. So there has to be a vote, which Steve wasn't counting on. Also, KRASINSKI's Dustin shows up. He works for an environmental company, and his goal is to stop the fracking, and he uses plenty of scare tactics in an effort to keep Global from winning.
As you mentioned, this is a hot topic for the country right now. Could make an interesting movie, but did it?
No, not really. All the right pieces were in place, but unfortunately, Promised Land, it doesn't fully come together. The film does a nice job of laying out both sides. There are some valid arguments for both sides, and Van Sant really captures the look and the feel of rural Pennsylvania, setting the tone for the film. But the problem with Promised Land is that there just isn't enough drama to make us want to care about the outcome. We have a 60-minute story that's stretched out to 95, so there's a lot of long scenes and some unnecessary subplots.
A heck of a cast we have to mention. How were they?
Yes, Damon's very good here. He has some strong moments. His character is determined to win this battle throughout, and he expresses that passion while staying in control. McDormand is solid. KRASINSKI doesn't have a huge role, but he does have a couple strong scenes, including one towards the end. HOLBROOK is excellent, and Rosemary DeWitt has a supporting role as kind of a love interest for both KRASINSKI and Damon's characters, and that's one of those weak and predictable subplots.
And lastly, we need to get a grade for this movie.
On the official LCJ report card, Promised Land gets a C+. There are some documentaries out right now that go in depth on this topic as well, and you might have more of an interest in those than this film.
And also out in wide release this week, a film that made your 10 best list last week, The Impossible.
That's right, and it is based on an incredible true story of one family's efforts to deal with the 2004 tsunami that struck Asia. Ewan McGregor and Naomi Watts play Maria and Henry, a husband and wife who are in Thailand with their 3 young sons on Christmas vacation. But early on, the tsunami, one of the greatest natural disasters in modern history, comes from out of nowhere, destroying their hotel complex and separating the family members. Maria and her eldest son, Lucas, played by newcomer Tom Holland, are able to find each other. She is badly injured, and Lucas must try to keep her safe and get her help. Henry is able to locate the 2 youngest boys, but he refuses to leave the area without knowing what happened to his wife and other son, searching every hospital and shelter in an effort to reunite the family.
Well, we know how much you like this film. Why does it work so well, Jackson?
Well, in one word, this movie is intense. Even before the tsunami hits, you're holding your breath. And when it comes, the tsunami scenes are incredible. They actually shot this in a huge tank, which is why it's so realistic, and you feel like you're living this disaster. And director J.A. Bayona decides to spend a lot of period of time with Maria and Lucas first, and then goes to Henry, which I think is an interesting strategy, but it does pay off.
I know you were disappointed that McGregor hasn't picked up any nominations as of yet, but both Watts and Holland have. Has the cast overall?
I voted to nominate all 3 of these people for the Critics' Choice Movie Awards. They all deserve recognition. Watts is tremendous. It's a very physically demanding role. And of all of the outstanding supporting actor performances this year, I think McGregor has the most diverse performance. It's great filmmaking, a top-notch script. There's emotion in every word, which allows us to stay connected to these characters throughout.
And what about a grade? I'm expecting a good one here.
Yes, on the official LCJ report card, The Impossible gets an A-. Again, one of the 10 best films of the year. In fact, number 5 on my list that I did last week. Please go see this movie.